Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're doing the full moon reading for July for the sign of Aquarius. Alright, my lovely Aquarius, we're going to get right into it. We're going to pull out your animal spirit card. Those of you who are returning subscribers, regulars, thank you so much for all your support. Cross watchers, you're always welcome and thank you. New visitors to my channel, thank you for stopping by as well. Even if you're only stopping by today to watch this one video, I appreciate your time. We're going to get right into it and pull out your animal spirit card, Aries, for this full moon period and see what your reading's all about, alright? Show me what's going on for Aries this full moon. Love, life, career, friendship, family, what's going on? Full moons are about the harvest time, bringing in your fruits, your labors, from your labors. I guess the payoff, right? Seeing how your investments have paid off, the seeds you've sown, how they've come to fruition. So, your animal spirit, oh, it's the bear. Beautiful earth energy. I love the bear. The bear comes out of a slumber though, right? The bear indicates coming out of a slumber, a period of spirituality that has not been sort of engaged. You know, a spiritual slumber as it were. He's kind of awakens into a period of his life where now the pursuit of spiritual evolvement, right? Evolution, or increasing your spirituality, just walking that path, right, is opening up for you right now. The bear, you know, is very wise, right? Very wise, calm, but heavy, you know, heavy, strong earth energy, right? So it's almost like, you know, connecting the spiritual with that earthly kind of like solidity in a way, right? That earthly stability, you know. And sometimes, you know, the waking up process can take a while, right? It can take a while to wake up to this. For those of you, maybe if you're going through a spiritual epiphany right now, or something's happening in your life and it's opening you up to more spiritual ways of thinking and behaving, or constant, you know, focus. Right, you think you're more focused in that way. But if you're coming out of a period where you have not really been engaging that side of yourself, it can be difficult, or it can be a little slow moving at first. Could be that you're having just little baby steps on this path right now, and you want more. But eventually the bear wakes up completely, right? And he's fully engaged in the spiritual journey. Show me what's going on for our beautiful Aries this full moon period of July. Show me. All right, Aries, here we go. Get right into it. Wow. Ten of Swords. Devil and Ten of Swords. Interesting. Alright. Two of Wands just came up for Pisces as well, but in a different position. Aries showing up in your own reading. Six of Cups and Ten of Wands. So, bottom of the deck you have Judgment. So judgment is basically about letting go of judgment, isn't it? Judgment is seeing things from all sides and understanding that there's always more to the scenario, more to the picture. Judgment is when we release ourselves from guilt that is unnecessary, that is based on judgmental ideas and behaviors. Forgiving yourself and forgiving others in turn. Right? So let's get right into it. At the center of the deck, you have Six of Cups. So this is really beautiful, harmonious love energy you're feeling right now. could be that this is your focus, right? It's at the center of the reading because this is your focus. If you haven't achieved this kind of harmony, your focus is to achieve it. All right, you want to work towards this with someone. It could be that you want to solidify a relationship with someone. It's you want to, what a certain kind of romantic relationship, you want it to be more harmonious, right? You want to work towards a deeper harmony. It could be that there's some discord there. Certainly there's some baggage because covering it is 10 of Wands. So someone is covering this beautiful energy with their baggage, right? They need to finish this oh, hang on, my cat, move it. They need to finish this path or the struggle that they're on, right? 10 of Wands is finishing, right? But it's also this stage, it's like the last little stage. He's walking into town, and once he gets to that final, where he's at, right? But that cross finish line or whatever, he can now finally lay down this baggage, you know. It's been carrying him. It's interesting because the figure here, he's almost leaning on these wands and for support, but yet them being there has blinded him in a way. He can't see where he's going. And so this is the nature of baggage. You know, you keep it for support, but it keeps you from seeing your path clearly. So somewhere along the line, it's like this cup's energy is it's kind of being stalled with this need to finish up, this need to put a line under this period or this stage in your life. Right? You've had enough, right? You seek harmony in your relationships, Aries, but I think now you've had enough of whatever period you've been in most recently. Could have been a several-year period or several-month period. I believe this is a several-year period. You're ready to just lay it down because you know that this baggage that you're holding on to is what's keeping you from this beautiful relationship. Bottom of the reading, you have 2 of Pentacles. So that's a lot of juggling and balancing in terms of your career, your money, how you bring your money in, right? You might be having multiple jobs, but part of this is also just, you're very emotional as well. You see the emotions, the water of your emotions rolling in the background. So whatever two aspects of your life you're kind of juggling, it's been very stressful and emotional for you. Could be juggling 2 families, could be juggling, you know, 1 family, and you could be having children from a previous relationship, and you're juggling that. And so it's very emotional. This process is something that's really kind of testing your emotions and your feelings, you know. It could be that you're juggling also your work that makes you money and what your passion. Right? So it's like your work, your passion, and it's just causing you a lot of anxiety. Knight of Swords is coming in. So you have someone coming into you with almost like your savior, you know, and I don't want to say your savior so much, but more like your bodyguard. The Knight of Swords is like, he comes in for to fight against bullies. He comes in to fight for the underdog, you know. He's the one who comes in and he cuts through all the bullshit with his sword. He knows how to work with his words. He's very logical. He's very fast and quick air of air energy. So this is, you know, this is like being like a double Libra, right? That type of energy. Double Gemini, coming in fast, able to communicate, you know. So Knight of Swords, this is probably a person or a friend who's kind of coming to help you. Could be that this individual sees that you're blocking your 6 of Cups with this 10 of Wands, and they're going to help you lay these wands down. Most recently, you've been feeling quite good, though. There's been a lot of affirmations in your life about where you are and where you should be. I think you're feeling good about a lot of things in your life, except this one little relationship or this one area, it seems to be that you're still holding on to baggage. Yet and still, you're feeling quite confident. You know, but this is in a recent past as well. So it could be that, yeah, you're feeling good about this relationship, whatever is this 6 of Cups entails for you. But then somewhere along the line, these kind of hang-ups, this baggage from this other part of your life came into play. And so therefore, it's not quite come to fruition. Remember, the bear is walking with you. So there's an aspect of spirituality here that needs to be sort of focused in on. It could be that up until now you haven't really been paying enough attention to that side of yourself, right? The bear has been sleeping. And so now you're waking up to it and you're realizing perhaps you need to be more into that side of yourself, into the spiritual goals that you have for yourself and the aspirations you have for yourself, which will enable you to lay down some of this baggage and perhaps to manifest this kind of joy that you see in this relationship, but that I don't think you've necessarily attained just yet. The devil is here to indicate also be careful. Be careful of, like, you know, getting hooked on sort of quick fixes, immediate gratification. You know, the devil is creative energy, right? But also when that creative energy doesn't have an outlet, it can very quickly turn into addiction, codependency. It can turn into kind of the darker side of life, because that creativity, the passion that goes into creativity, the lust and passion and kundalini energy doesn't have a focus. And so it needs to be gratified or satisfied in some way. And so here is where we find the land of addictions, the land of codependency, where you find all kinds of other ways to satisfy your creative impulses rather than the spiritual way. And this can happen when your goals and your creative ideas and goals and hopes and dreams you have for yourself, when those things are not connected to your spiritual side or connected to who you are as a person in terms of your soul identity, it's this lack of connection or focus with your spiritual that can turn this energy into really dark energy quickly. Like I say, addictive energy, you know, being codependent, you know, always seeking immediate gratification. That is certainly a creative energy that has been blurred and out of focus, and that doesn't have a connection to the divine spirit. Emperor, you're coming in your own reading very consciously. So you've been coming in and your readings recently in the last few months, almost all your readings that I've done for you, you've been showing up, Emperor Aries. So this just indicates that you're very much in your zone, in your own skin. You know, you're feeling very at home right now, right? Aries energy, for the most part, though, is also leader energy, right? Stepping out into the world, conquest, right? And I think that that's kind of like that part of the Emperor is what you're dealing with very much, is this desire to sort of like, this desire to attain new territory, or perhaps to attain this one territory where this person is at, you know, because just as the Aries is the Emperor, right? He's the leader of men. He seeks out new lands to sort of have dominion over. When an Aries, he or she likes to have dominion over all parts of their life, including their love life. And they almost sort of like, you almost feel like, that's why they're called the great hunters of the zodiac. Aries love to chase, right? They love to chase. They love to conquer. And so in that way, you're very much still on the chase. I feel like you're very much still in this conquering, trying to like control the situation, right? Control the narrative. Maintain your stability, even though you're feeling quite unstable in some of your other areas where you're juggling and it's seeming very like, wow, you know, I have so much that I've got going on, and it feels quite, I want to say, chaotic at times. On the surface, certainly, you are maintaining your stability. You're maintaining your civility. Your other 10, you have a lot of completions right now, Aries. I think you have 3 10s on the board. I think you're really at the end of a period of your life where spirituality hasn't necessarily factored in very heavily, but now you're seeking it out. You're seeking it out. You're seeking it out in your relationships. You're seeking it out in your money, right? You're desiring now. It could be that you're a bit older also. It could be that you've had enough. But here we go. We got the 10 of Swords, your other 10. So 10 of Swords is a death of an ego. You've been through so much trials and tribulations that this old you is dead under the 10 swords. The 10 swords from the various battles you've had that you've either won or lost. It really doesn't matter. It's just the fact that you've had the battle. and you've been injured by it. And so after a period of time, what happens is the old you dies under all of these injuries, and the new ego emerges. And that's you. Perfect and perfectly in line with bear energy. Bear energy is about ending this stage of slumber and starting this new stage of awakening. Okay, that's pretty much it, right? It's a new stage of awakening when we deal with the bear. Here's your third 10. 10 of Pentacles. So now, of course, we're talking about harmony in your, not only your relationships, but your finances. It's all come together now, right? 10 of Pentacles, it's all come together. There's the grandpapa there. There's the children and the dogs. You have your mate there, the 10 Pentacles, even the crest of the family. So it's the establishment. It's establishing. It's like, you know, we are a family. 10s are also conclusions and the beginning. So oftentimes, for instance, if you're coming to the end of a marriage, right, but say the marriage is kind of ending mutually, right, you're not necessarily ending on bad terms, right? You're just ending. It's the end of a period. You both realize you need to move on for whatever reason. Oftentimes, the 10 of Pentacles can come out because it is the ending of a period that was harmonious, right, and good at times, but now the understanding is that it's now finished, it's now done, it's time to start a new stage. Can be also that oftentimes, you know, when you attain all of these beautiful things, you have your mate, you have your money, you have everything coming in, okay, now it's time to start our life as a family, right? And so it can be the conclusion of bringing all of these elements together, right, to create this perfect picture, and now the beginning of living life in this picture, with this family, with this relationship. It's quite beautiful. It's really like, it's more like, you know, I want to say it's 10 of Pentacles is very much like setting yourself up. It's when you set yourself up for, you know, the next stage of enjoyment with your mate and your children, and the next stage of life between you and your children and your family. And of course, having established that, you're ready now for Mars and Aries energy, more Aryan energy in terms of stepping out in the world and accomplishing your goals. You're ready for that, right? You have this kind of excited momentum that's going to come in as a result of these 10s, these conclusions. 10 of Pentacles often is not so much a conclusion, but it's like, you've solidified yourself at a certain level, and now it's a jumping off point to the next stage. And you're ready for it. You're certainly ready for it. So I want to say that overall, Aries, this period for you is a real awakening. And of course, this Two of Wands indicates your desire to now go forward with this new spiritual focus that you have and just go, right? Seek it out, you know, in all areas. Increase it. Maybe, you know, some of you may be working on spiritual careers. You may be readers, or you may be psychics. You may provide counseling, etc., etc. But you're moving forward with this goal, with this new goal of increased spirituality. It's quite beautiful, actually, right? So yeah, a lot of you Aries are coming to the end of a long struggle in your life, a period, a stage that has been, a stage in your life that's been quite difficult, perhaps. A lot of you are ready to lay down your baggage. You're ready to solidify this new life, right? You want to solidify this, certainly this relationship, or someone, you may have your eye on someone that you're seeking to have that 6 of Cups with. But right now, you're just kind of like waking up. Very, very bear energy. You're waking up. There's also some forgiveness that needs to be had. There could have been some discord somewhere along the line. And you'd really, I think though, as a result of the bear waking up and you focusing more on your spirituality, as a result of these 10s coming in, which is really the ending, certainly with the Wands and Swords, is the ending of difficult periods and the beginning of potentially really awesome periods, right? And so it's a perfect time to release judgment of yourself, release judgment of others, right? You're still juggling, but I think that once you come through some of this, you're going to decide more on what to do with these two parts of your life that you're having to juggle right now. Show me 3 cards. I'm going to pull out 3 cards, Aries, for your clarity, your final word on this reading. My new beautiful creatures deck. Show me. There is a friend, an Aries, I want to say air element friend here with 9 swords. And I don't necessarily mean that they have an air element for a zodiac sign, but they're very airy. They talk a lot. They're very fiery in their communication. You get along well with them. It could be, I hate to say, I don't like to reel off different zodiac signs because I have a swords card, because oftentimes it's part of the full natal chart, right? So when I say, what I would rather say is that this Knight of Swords is someone who is very spontaneous. They're very upbeat. They seem to have a very hyper energy about them. They're very determined. You get along with them. I think you have very good conversation with this person. They have a wealth of information and ideas. They're very good communicators. Sometimes when you're feeling like you're not communicating well, you may turn to this person to help you. The music in the background is Waywell. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. He's from Manchester, England. Making some beautiful ambient music, and the information is in the description box if you'd like to reach out and purchase a CD or a song. I think you can get a song for like £1 or something. It's really inexpensive, but his music is really, really nice. All right, we have 9 of Wands. Oh, wow. So pulling out this last little bit, Emperor. Second time you've shown up in your reading, sovereignty. And 4 of Wands. Wow. 4 of Wands, you know what that is. 4 of Wands is soulmate energy, unity, the 1111. So yeah, I think you've got your eyes on a particular person or a particular relationship in your life, and you're ready now to kind of move forward with that in this vein of spirituality. You're ready to conquer this. It could be that you may not have been talking, or you may have been on the outs with this individual, because 9 of Wands can indicate the need to pull out that last bit of stamina, right? The last bit of energy to get the job done. Could be that you guys may have had a falling out and you weren't getting along, but here you are, Emperor showing up. Isn't that gorgeous card? I love that. That's the Emperor card for the Beautiful Creatures deck. And then you have 4 of Wands. That's beautiful soulmate energy, right? But 9 of Wands is still there. So indicating you have work to do, Aries. You have to be, if you want this, you're going to have to make a little bit more effort. You might have to make just that last little great push, right? Towards this, right? Towards this relationship, if that's what it is that you're seeking. But a lot of this is dependent on you and your spirituality, your spiritual focus, and your ability to manifest these conclusions, these tens. All right? But beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. I love this clarity from these cards. Aries, you're very much in your own element, all right? I'm going to call it. This is your full moon reading for Aries for the July period. Beautiful, beautiful energy. You're really in your own zone, And I love when tens come up, because tens are really about, it's like you've made it. You've gotten to the end of some very difficult stages. You have abundance coming in. And with the bear, it's like this awakening that you're coming through, this awakening that's happening to you. And with all of those elements, it can only be as good as you make it, right? It's the only other thing that it depends on, this outcome, right? This desire to have the 6 of Cups, the desire to have a 4 of Wands relationship with deep unity, really depends simply on you. The desire to have the spiritual focus, the desire to go after what you want, to get that last bit of energy. It could be that some of this interaction with this one relationship may have drained you of some energy and you just felt like, it's not worth it. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it's worth rethinking, certainly now that you're looking at things on a deeper level and from a spiritual level. And certainly since you've come through with judgment and started to forgive a bit, right? Forgive yourself and forgive others. Look at that. Underneath we have 2 of Cups. So there you go. This is certainly about a love interest that has not necessarily gone to where you want it to go just yet, but there is a possibility. All right, Aries, I'm going to call it. This is your July full moon reading. I love you guys so much. If this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share. You know what to do. Sound off in the comments. For right now, I'm just going to say have a wonderful full moon. I see you guys at the new moon. Bye-bye.